morning, Mrs. Parker.
Good morning, John.
Thank you for taking the time today to talk to me about music and the effect it's had on your life.
Well, it certainly has been in my life from the very beginning, because I went to the Philadelphia Orchestra as a child, and my father played the violin, not very well, but he loved the violin, and he always played chamber music on weekends, which is why I don't like chamber music, because we had to be quiet. He was a very high-powered lawyer, and was going over his briefs on Sundays. So I loved Gershwin and Benny Goodman, and I was very lucky. I was the era of the big bands, because I must say I don't like the music today. It's too percussive for me. I can't find the melody.
Do you like the music that your family listens to, that your children listen
to?
Oh
yeah, yes. They were all very musical. My daughter, when she got divorced, she played the guitar and she sang to make money at night in little hamburger heavens. They weren't very glamorous, but she had 3 guys that played with her, and she sang at college, had a group. I was in the octet at Bennington College, so I loved, that was fun. That was a cappella. And then after I graduated, I sang with a group. I think they were supposed to be junior league. I don't know. I never joined. I joined and resigned within a year. I didn't want to be in it. But we used to sing in retirement homes, in nursing homes. So, but I loved, the Frank Sinatra. There's nobody to me that can beat Frank Sinatra. That's kind of it for me.
So as someone who sings and likes music like Frank Sinatra, do you like classical music more than that, or would you rather listen to...
No, it's the same, either or, because I always have the 90.1 in my car, by my bed, in the den. So when I pay my bills, I have classical music.
So are there any memories that you strongly associate with classical music? Like, are there memories where you'll hear a song and you'll think, oh, that reminds me of this moment in my life?
Well, more the Benny Goodman and Glenn Miller music would remind me, because classical was just constant. I mean, I have it, as I say, in my bedroom every night. I turn on 90.1, which used to be WQXR in New York, for classical music. But memories really came from, like, I don't know, all the wonderful songs. Got You Under My Skin, or what are some of the other ones I loved? Oh, what all? Moonlight Sonata, that's one, certainly. Night and Day. Those are the great ones for me. Had to Be You. Those are all memories of teenage years, dances, parties.
So
whatever.
Was that the music that was listened to by your peers as a teenager as well?
Absolutely. Oh yeah. At 94, we were, this was our era. I mean, I even went to a dance at age 12 of Bunny Berrigan. They were playing in the high schools. It's unbelievable, those big bands, to make a living for us dumb little kids. 12 years old, had to be home at 10 o'clock. But those were the ones I loved. And a Gershwin is my absolute favorite. Really, it's like Homer for paintings and Gershwin for music. And I even heard Oscar Levant play American in Paris
Wow.
When I was living there. If that wasn't exciting. I saw a documentary on him recently, which is very interesting. God, he was a brilliant pianist.
Have you seen other people live that you really enjoyed? Are there concerts that you vividly remember going to see?
Well, that was a high point. That was a high, and I love going to the Philadelphia Orchestra. I never know what they're going to play, and I don't really care. I love going to the music. You really get lost in it, and my father did something fun, because do you know what the Orpheus Club is?
The a cappella group? Yes.
Okay. My father was in that. And when I was at Bennington College, we had an octet and we were singing all over the place. He and I lived in a lovely big house in Chestnut Hill. He had a party. We had a competition of all the girls. There were 8 of us. Came, had a beautiful dinner, went in this lovely big living room with the piano, and They would sing one, and we would sing one. They would sing one, we would. Of course, everybody was drinking up a storm, and of course, the men said the girls won. But that was, you want to talk about something special, that was really fun.
And what year was this?
Well, I graduated in 1946, so this would have been like 1945.
Wow.
I know, we're talking a long time ago.
Do you still go and listen to the Orpheus Club at all?
No, no. I think because I didn't come, I lived away 55 years.
Oh, wow. I didn't.
I lived in Dublin for a year and a half. I lived in Paris for 3.5 years. I lived in New York City, then Bronxville, then Rye, then Madison, Connecticut. So I came back in 2002. So, I missed all those years of orchestra, whatever here. But when I'd come back to Philadelphia, my mother would always have a ticket for me, so we would go. So she died at 99.
Wow.
2000. So anyway, we all love music. And as I say, both sons sang with the Tiger Tones at Princeton for 4 years, went to Bermuda every year to sing for their supper, and toured up and down the coast at all the girls' prep schools.
So you have quite a musical family.
Absolutely, yeah, really, yeah.
So then, I guess you were talking about how you had lived, how you lived all over the place.
Yeah.
Is the music scene different in different countries? Are there different songs that people are listening to all the time that are different artists that are popular, that are more mainstream? And
well, I don't know. We're talking, but I was 21 in Dublin. 20. So I don't remember specific music. I did 5 plays in Dublin.
Wow.
And I did 3.5 years of repertory theater in Paris. So my concentration was theater. But as I say, Catherine Dunham, I saw her dance, and I thought, that's the dance I want to do. I want to do Catherine Dunham dances.
Wow.
But so yeah, music, and I always have the radio on somewhere. In my car or in my bedroom or in the den. And as I say, the children are very music oriented, all 3 of them. Minu, my daughter, who's always got music. She loves music, loves Lady Gaga. I mean, she follows the trends. I don't. She has followed them all. And she can find something good in all of them, which I can't. It gets too percussive for me.
So if you had to recommend one song or one album for someone of my age, what would you recommend?
I would say Gershwin.
Okay.
Get anything that Gershwin did. It's so awful that he died so young. He was so extraordinary. He was so brilliant. Do you know Gershwin? Are you fond of Gershwin?
I know some Gershwin. I'm not like
American
fluent.
in Paris, and
I don't know enough to like I could probably pick out a song if I heard it on the radio and be like, oh, that's Gershwin, but I couldn't tell you the name of a song.
Well, any of his great ones, like American in Paris, Porgy and Bess. I mean, wow, yeah. Anyway, I don't know your music today, but I hear it's just screaming to me.
There's a lot of like rap and stuff where it's
just screaming, and it's so repetitive.
I don't disagree with you.
Okay.
I think you're right.
Well, I'm a dinosaur as far as this goes, because I'm certainly locked into the much more. Now, I love the country music. I was watching that on public television. Really, very interesting to see those singers, and those, because they tell such a story. They always tell such wonderful stories. So I enjoyed that. It was Burns, I think, he was such a brilliant documentary person.
Oh, that country music special?
Yes. Oh.
My mom and I have been watching that. Yeah.
Isn't it fascinating?
It's really neat.
Oh, it's really, and I didn't know most of those. I knew Johnny Cash because I loved his singing. Had a bite.
Yeah.
It told a story, but it really had a bite. It was wonderful. So, I'm very much my own generation rather than today. And even the last concert I went to at the Kimmel Center, the first 2 pieces, nothing but noise for me. I could not find a melody.
Oh.
And I'm fascinated that the composers have that in their head. Would give me migraines. It really would, because I don't know how they hear all those instruments that are so percussive. And there's no melody. Then we had 2 wonderful things. We had Stravinsky, and we had, then we had the music that I love. So,
Wow.
So what now? Now you asked
Well,
me, but I haven't told you.
I think I was just going to end it with, well, thank you very, very much for talking to me. And
Is it kind of what you wanted?
it's perfect.
Really?
It's absolutely perfect.
Oh,
yeah.
John, good, because
So
I didn't know what.
the only thing I'll do is, because I want to end them all the same way, I'll probably just say, like, right now, like, thank you very, very much for talking to me. It was a pleasure to hear about your stories and hear about your music.
Well, good
And
luck
then-
to you.